I'm also very proud and honored to introduce this next man to you. Wes Moore is an investment professional for Citigroup. Before that, he was a White House fellow serving as special assistant to the Secretary of State. He was a Rhodes Scholar and now an author. Not bad for a kid from the Bronx who was kicked out of school at age 12 for stealing stuff. And Wes also did something else. He was a paratrooper and captain in the United States Army Reserves. He served in combat with the 82nd Airborne in Afghanistan, and while there, he helped to spearhead strategic support for the Afghan reconciliation program that unites former insurgents with the new Afghan government. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Wes Moore.
Thank you so much, Gary, and good evening to everybody else. I'm proud to represent my brothers and sisters in the armed forces and their families during this day of remembrance and service. As Gary indicated, I spent much of 2005 and 2006 serving in Afghanistan with the 82nd Airborne Division with some of the bravest men and women that I've ever known. Now, when I joined the military back in 1996, I knew I wanted to serve and I knew I wanted to lead, but I had no idea that half a decade later, the oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic, would take on such a dangerous urgency. I joined in a time of relative peace and security, but within a few short years, our world was shaken to its core, our resolve was tested, and our courage was challenged. As the towers fell, as the Pentagon burned, and as a rural field in Pennsylvania became a graveyard for heroes, our men and women answered our nation's call, all those ones wearing uniforms. And fortunately for us all, a new generation of warriors emerged. Those who internalized our national pain and joined our armed forces knowing that within months of finishing their basic training in Fort Benning or Fort Bragg or Fort Leonard Wood or any other base in this great nation of ours, within months, they could be deployed thousands of miles away in conditions unimaginable to those who have never filled in their shoes. Together, we departed safety and a feigned normality to make jagged mountain ranges, desolate valleys, and precarious urban areas our new homes for months and years at a time. And we asked our families to remain strong and to take on increased burdens while they prayed they would never have to pick up a phone or answer a door and hear devastating news coming from the other end. We fought, we bled, we celebrated our collective successes, and we mourned our individual losses. And the entire time, we were carried by an immeasurable love and concern from our fellow countrymates, including all of you in this room, who never forgot about us in your thoughts and prayers. You sent us letters that made us smile. You shared your personal stories that made us remember why we were fighting. And you sent care packages with every type of cookie, cupcake, and brownie imaginable. In essence, your actions served as a continual reminder to us as to why we love our country so much and why we will be willing to sacrifice it all for her. On this day of remembrance and service, we thank you. We thank you not only for remembering us, and most importantly, our brothers and sisters who paid the highest price to be called American. But we thank you for what you do every day to make our nation worth fighting for. In America, every 9 seconds, a high school student drops out. Think about it, every 9 seconds. You understand that this is as much a national security issue as is Al-Qaeda and the Taliban and Haqqani forces. You understand that the public servant that goes and grabs a few friends and goes and grabs a few brooms and looks to clean up their neighborhood is just as instrumental as the Marine who picks up their M4 and stands guard with their squad somewhere in the Kunar Valley, in the mountains of the Kunar Valley. And you understand that winning hearts and minds in Baltimore and Chicago and Montgomery and New York is just as important as winning hearts and minds in Jalalabad and Ghazni and al-Basra and Mosul. I'm honored to be surrounded by this army of public servants because the truth is, it is as imperative to our national standing and our national survival that you accomplish your mission as it is that we accomplish ours. Mentors, teachers, firefighters, police, big brothers, big sisters, parents, and everyone else who makes it a point to make sure that public service does not necessarily have to be an occupation, but it must be a way of life. So we root for you with the same intensity that you root for us. So to all my friends in and out of uniform, I salute you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And before I go, if you'll indulge me for one other moment, I'd like to ask everyone in this theater right now who is currently on active duty or has at any time has served in the military in any branch, I'd like them to either stand up or raise their hand so they can be acknowledged by the crowd. Thank you. Thank you.